Is your life falling apart at the seams? Is capitalism a crushing force that's pushing you down every day? Maybe you're experiencing some serious mental illness. Well, maybe you just aren't putting the right energy out into the universe. That's right, you are in fact the problem. But don't worry. I'm here to teach you how you can fix all of these tiny little problems with one easy trick: the law of attraction. If you have been on the internet at all recently, then you have heard about the law of attraction.
Law of attraction secret that will change everything for you.
This method is gonna manifest any guy you want.
If you've been trying to manifest money, you must try this law of attraction secret.
According to wellness influencers, who we all agree are a great source of information,
we're taking a look at the misleading information wellness influencers are spreading online.
The law of attraction has been used by the greats of human history. They have all used this practice to achieve the upper limits of human capabilities. Where the law of attraction comes from is not agreed upon, but they do all agree it is indeed ancient. Spoiler alert, it's fucking not. The term law of attraction was first used in 1877. And at that time, it was just a half-baked idea that your thoughts had an impact on a nebulous and not well-defined spirit world. From then until 2006, charlatans, legal has informed me that I meant to say self-help authors, peddled the idea that if you wanted to get rich, and it was always framed that way, money, 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 money. This is America, of course. If you wanted to get rich, you just had to think your way to it. Oh, and buy their book, and take their classes, and maybe do their seminars, and maybe just give them some money for good measure, but totally just think your way to it. This is also where a really interesting split happens. Out of the law of attraction talk comes a whole subsect of Christianity called the prosperity gospel. We're not gonna touch that at all in this video, but let me know below if you'd like to talk about that too, because I think it's super interesting. In 2006, one author took the whole thing and pushed it into the mainstream. So you're saying, Matt, that's great, now we know all this history, but what is the damn thing? Well, don't worry, I have my own hippie to answer that very question. The thing that you have to understand is that everything in the universe is energy. You, me, the way we physically interact is not physical at all. It's just an expression of energy. And when we look at quantum physics, we see that on the quantum scale, energy can affect energy from a vast distance. It doesn't matter what's in between. That's just how quantum physics works. Our thoughts are just another extension of that energy. Our thoughts are energy. If our energy can affect the universe, then our thoughts, which are energy, can also affect the universe. That's just physics. That's just how it works. So if your thoughts are vibrating at a frequency of abundance and love, then that's just what the universe gives back to you. It can't do anything else. It gives you back what you're sending out. But it's not enough just to say it. You can't just say, I will be happy. You have to exist in a state where you are happy. And then the universe sees that and gives you more, because like attracts like. That's just quantum, bro. Well, that was a lot of word salad. So is anything that hippie just said science at all? So proponents of the law of attraction will tell you that it is possible and real based on quantum physics, which is really unfortunate because quantum physics is complicated as fuck. So the word quantum's thrown around a lot in New Age thought in general. Hippies love to misinterpret quantum physics. The heavy lifting of the law of attraction is entirely supported by two very real phenomenon that have been wildly misinterpreted to sell you self-help books. The first, the observer principle, and the second, quantum entanglement. The observer effect is when the outcome of an experiment changes because the experiment is being observed. Now, it is my understanding that when this happens, it is because the tools used to measure the results of the experiment changes the results. It is not just some magical thing that happens because a person is looking at an experiment. An example of this, if you have a car tire that is, let's say, 100% full, I realize that's not how you measure tires, but just ease here. It's 100% full. Now, my tool that I use to measure that is going to let some air come out. So by the act of measuring the air in the tire, I have now changed the experiment of how much air is in this tire. It is now, let's say, 99% full instead of 100. But if I hadn't checked, it would have been 100. It's not magic. My tool to measure the air in the tire changed the outcome. If I am just totally misinterpreting the observer effect, please let me know in the comments. I want to understand, but from the scientists I've seen talking about this, this is how it functions. Which then leads us to quantum entanglement. I don't even know how to describe quantum entanglement. Luckily, neither do any of the people who are describing the law of attraction. In as simplest terms as possible, quantum entanglement is when two particles are entangled with each other, which means that one aspect of one entangled particle is dependent on an entangled aspect of another particle. It does not matter how far apart they are or what is in between them. So if I change one thing on one thing on two changes. The problem here is that people who spout law of attraction just kind of say that that's a thing and express that that's how your thoughts change the universe. A few problems with this. The first being, your thoughts aren't particles, or at least we have no reason to believe they are. So if you're about to hop into the comment section showing me, well, so-and-so says thoughts are particles, look and see if this is someone who supports the law of attraction. It's the only people I can find who will argue that thoughts are particles. So seriously, no one seems to think they are, except for the people saying this stuff. Let's take it for granted. Let's say thoughts are particles. Now, our thoughts, our particle thoughts, are supposedly intrinsically entangled with all of reality. That's not how entanglement works. Entanglement is not everything is connected. That's New Age hippie talk. Entanglement is a one-to-one, I think. If you are a quantum physicist and you want to jump in and tell me how I'm wrong, go off, sis, because seriously, I am a recovering hippie. I get scared saying the word quantum because I don't want to get called out. This is what I have read. This is what I understand. If I'm misinterpreting, by all means, tell me. I want to learn. So your thoughts are supposedly entangled with the entire universe. That's not how entanglement works. And thirdly, there's no one-to-one here on your thoughts changing reality. It's just, well, your thoughts are particles. They're not. Your thought particles are entangled with all of the universe. They're not. Step for profit. It doesn't make any sense. Nothing that New Age people tell you quantum physics does is any quantum physicist saying that's what it does. In general, theoretical physicists don't even really care what New Age people are saying because it's so fucking crazy. All right, so this is all quackery. It's all nonsense. Why do I care? Why does it matter if people think that they can have control over their life through their thoughts? I will tell you why. Because if you believe that every good thing in your life is because you manifested it into reality, you start to believe the flip side, that every bad thing in your life is because you had a negative thought. And now let's take it one step farther. What if you're now thinking about someone else who is going through something terrible? Well, they manifested that. That's what they deserve. This, my friends, is what is called the cult of positivity. You are 100% familiar with this. Even if you think you're not, you are. It is the idea that you have to remain positive at all times because that is how you should experience life, with positivity and warmth and happiness. Well, guess what? Sometimes you don't have to be positive. Said it. So tying this into the law of attraction, as I already said, you can start blaming yourself for things that are completely out of your control. Then you start blaming the bad things in other people's lives on things they can't control. People can do what they want as long as they're not hurting other people. This is where a line gets crossed for me. I have firsthand seen people blame other people for one, having a serious illness. Literally saw someone tell them to their face that they manifested the reality where they had a serious illness. And as someone with anxiety and depression, oh my God, do you know the amount of people who told me that I shouldn't be taking medication? I should in fact just be creating a reality where I don't have anxiety. On the very small scale, these things might be true. You know, you're not going to get a job if you don't apply. You're not going to heal that bad relationship with a friend if you never pick up the phone. But the macro is very much not true. There are things outside of our control. And this toxic ass thinking has been absolutely used by cult leaders and MLN Huns to make you think that any bad thing or any lack of success is your fault.
Stop staring at your bank accounts like, oh, but it only has, I'm so broke. It is energy. Put it to work.
Oh my God. Saying the word lack just triggered something in my brain that I had forgotten. This is not in the script. So there is this idea in the law of attraction of abundance, of you need to be giving off the idea of abundance. You were always in abundance. The universe is meant to operate in abundance.
The house of abundance.
I was in a 2-on-2.
If you are not operating in abundance, it is because you have an abundance of lack. That your inner self has decided that you don't have abundance. So you in fact have an abundance of lack. It is this weird, twisted, circular thinking that is made to push people down and make them think they are the reason for anything in their life. And I am not saying we shouldn't take responsibility. Yes, you are responsible for your choices, for your actions, and there are consequences to what you choose to do, but you are not responsible for the way reality interacts with you. I am not responsible for the way that anyone else acts around me. And that is a very freeing thing for someone with anxiety to realize people are going to do their own thing and I'm not responsible for it. It is not my job or my responsibility to moderate someone else's behavior. In fact, it's really unhealthy for me to think it is. But the law of attraction tells you everything around you is coming from you. It's narcissistic as hell. You become the center of the universe, and everything else is kind of just a point operating off of you. Look, if it is helpful for you to believe that your life is driven by your thoughts, your actions, and your feelings, cool. It kind of is, and you're not hurting anyone. But to think that the entire universe is being created off of your thoughts is narcissistic as shit. The best thing that I learned from my time in the New Age community is that no one is special. We are all just people, making our way in the world, trying to do good. You don't need the law of attraction. And you certainly don't need a New Age snake oil salesman trying to sell you their book or their seminar and telling you that your negative thinking caused your dog to die, okay? The law of attraction is 100% snake oil. All right, y'all. That's it. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all soon. And namaste away from the law of attraction.